Thank you for joining us on the newsroom. I am Folashade Ogurinde. The Forum for Ethnic Nationalities of Niger Delta says it has begun legal process for the actualization of self-reliance, saying that the law by which the region was conscripted into forced contraption had long elapsed. Convener of the forum, Kesta Tawari, who stated this in Asaba, said the Niger Delta is not only opposing the Petroleum Industry Act (PIA), but also Grazing Reserves and Water Resources Bill. The region have lamented the 3% allocated to host communities from the operating cost of the oil companies, grazing reserves, among other laws and bills, which they believe are acts of internal colonization against the region. The National Agency for Food and Drugs Administration, NAFDAC, has been indicted by the House of Representatives Committee on Finance and Extra Budgetary Spending. At the interactive session on Thursday, the committee disclosed that the agency had been spending its operating surplus without appropriation by the National Assembly. The Fiscal Responsibility Commission, FRC, also confirmed that NAFDAC had a liability to the government totaling 13.5 billion naira. In a response, the Director General of NAFDAC, Mojisola Adeyeye, stated that the agency used 3.1 billion naira from its operating surplus in 2018 to pay the debt she inherited. A yet-to-be-identified helicopters reportedly shot at a local passenger boat traveling from Port Harcourt to Bonny in Rivers State. While expressing shock over the incident, an eyewitness at the Bonny Nembe waterside, where the boat took off from in Port Harcourt, said that there were casualties. A spokesman of the State Police Command, Nnamdi Omoni, said that he had yet to get a report on the incident and number of casualties involved. India has asked the state of Kerala and Maharashtra to consider night curfews in areas with high COVID-19 case numbers, as the country reported more than 40,000 new infections for 2 days in a row on Friday. Cases fell to a 5-month low of 25,166 in the middle of the month, but have risen sharply in the last 3 days, mainly in Kerala, that recently celebrated a big festival during which families typically come together. India has so far administered more than 611 million vaccine doses, giving at least one dose to more than half of its 944 million adults, and it required 2 doses to about 15%. The Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, says it will deduct a total sum of 215.32 billion naira from its remittance to the Federation Accounts and Allocation Committee (FAC) in September 2021. In a document presented by NNPC at a 2-day FAC meeting, the corporation explained that the FAC remittance deductions is a combination of a 175.32 billion naira value shortfall and 40 billion naira joint venture cost recovery. The corporation deducted 170.4 billion naira in August, 114.3 billion naira in July, and about 126 billion naira in June from its FAC remittance. Last-ditch evacuation flights took off from Kabul airport today, a day after twin suicide bombings in crowds trying to flee Taliban-controlled Afghanistan killed at least 85 people, including 12 U.S. servicemen. The bombings, claimed by the Islamic State jihadist group, injected further panic into the final days of an already frenzied U.S.-led airlift. The attacks targeted U.S. forces but hit hard as the mass of people fearing life under the Taliban who converged on the airport in a desperate bid to board a flight out. More than 100,000 people have been flown out of the country since the Taliban swept into power on August the 15th. Villarreal forward Gerard Moreno has been named the 2020-2021 UEFA Europa League Player of the Season. The 29-year-old finished ahead of Manchester United Pierre Bruno Fernandes and Edinson Cavani. The 5th edition of the award was held during the UEFA Europa League group stage draw in Istanbul. Moreno won the award after 7 goals and 5 assists in 12 outings to end the tournament as a top scorer. And that's it on our news bulletin on this hour. Do join us at the top of the hour for more updates. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.